You would think by the end of the year, the news items for Xbox and gaming would start to slow down, but that just isn't the case with Xbox apparently. We have studios talking about new games that they have in development. We have Xbox dominating the holiday season over the PlayStation 5, and all of this is building towards Xbox trying to own 2022. Let's get into what's being said and what Xbox has been doing the last couple of weeks because there's a lot to talk here. Let's do this. Hey, what's up everyone? Thanks for stopping by and checking out the video. Remember to hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support is greatly appreciated. And if you want to be notified on future content, hit that small little bell icon. And if you want to go that extra mile to support the channel, hit that join button. It helps out a lot. Okay, so let's get right into this because there's a lot to talk about. We have new games being developed by first-party Xbox studios, and we also have to talk about how Xbox dominated 2021 holiday season, because we have to remember Xbox truly did have one of the best years they've ever had in 2021, especially when it comes to console sales with the Xbox Series X and the Series S consoles. This is a completely different story and narrative from what we saw from Xbox in 2013 and the Xbox One era in general. We all know that Sony took over the gaming market, and with the PS4 console and that whole generation, it was this long-running joke that Xbox just couldn't compete with Sony when it comes to sales. And to some extent, that was true. Xbox did struggle to sell the Xbox One, yet that doesn't seem to be the case right now. And this generation, that narrative has utterly been destroyed, especially with how this article starts off and what it has to say about Xbox. Microsoft's Xbox is beating the PlayStation 5 this holiday season for three key reasons. In November, the biggest sales month of the year for video game business, Xbox beat PlayStation. Unlike Sony's PlayStation 5, Microsoft's Xbox Series S is widely available to buy and less expensive. Microsoft is also making a strong argument with games like Halo Infinite and Forza Horizon 5. Okay, so let's get into the three key reasons this is happening. The first one has to be that the Series S console and the Series X console is far more available. To some extent, this is the most obvious reason Xbox is outselling Sony in North America and other regions that they're winning in. This is something that we've been seeing numerous times. Whichever company gets the most consoles out to customers is going to sell out no matter what. The demand for both of these consoles is insane. Unlike last generation where there wasn't a huge chip shortage and there wasn't shipping delays, the PS4 was selling like crazy while the Xbox One just wasn't selling all that well. But this generation, it's obvious that the Series S console is going to sell a lot of units because gamers want to get into the next generation of gaming and get that frame boost, not to mention the SSD, not to mention it's far more balanced and powerful than the last generation console, the Xbox One, especially for the price Xbox is selling this thing for, which is what the article mentions right here. The $300 Xbox Series S console just outsold Sony's widely popular PlayStation 5 during the critical holiday sales month of November. There is a good reason for that. You still can't find a PlayStation 5 to buy at retail. Demand for Sony's PS5 certainly hasn't slowed down, but it remains in low enough supply that it's nearly impossible to buy more than a full year after it's first launched. It's all about stock, NPD Group video game analyst Matt Piscatella said. The console with the most units in market will lead the charts. Don't get me wrong, I understand that the reason Xbox is outselling the PS5 is because of the stock they have in stores. It's obvious to see that they'll sell more units because of that. Yet, there's one thing I don't think people are realizing. It's the fact that Xbox is giving gamers and consumers a reason to buy their console. That reason is the games and Game Pass and the features plus the price point. We have to remember, Xbox had one of the biggest years in their history, and it's not just because of the console sales and the consoles themselves, it's about the games they have on those systems. And I have to say, just because the console's available doesn't mean people are going to buy it. Like I said, you need a reason to get the console, and Xbox has given gamers more than enough reason to jump onto their ecosystem, which is what the article talks about right here. Paired with Microsoft's widely popular Game Pass subscription service, the Series S is one of the least expensive options for people who want access to some of the most popular modern games. Notably, Microsoft has some of this holiday's biggest games debuting on Game Pass. Both the long-awaited Halo Infinite and the highly praised Forza Horizon 5 are included as part of the game library on the popular subscription service. Between the console being in stock, its comparatively low price, and the recent release of some long-awaited games, it's clear why the Xbox Series S is beating out the PlayStation 5. So I know Xbox has great stock in the stores, but for me it's more about the games and the amount of content Xbox is providing gamers. I mean, this whole generation should have been dominated by Sony because they had such a great console generation during the PlayStation 4 era. Xbox has no right to be this dominant and even this competitive, honestly. Yet the drastic changes they've made the last several years has changed that perspective of them. And it starts with the games releasing and the games under development in Xbox Game Studios, which is why we're going to shift gears here and bring up this new article about Double Fine working on multiple projects. Here's what's said. Psychonauts 2's Double Fine says it's working on multiple new projects. The team wants to explore new ideas, visual styles, and more. The studio's already splitting up into various teams and starting different projects that we think you'll enjoy. We like experimentation here at Double Fine. Every game is a chance to explore new ideas, new visual styles or gameplay, emotions, and more. Here's what else Tim Schafer had to say. There was a period at the end of Psychonauts 2 where we had all hands on deck to finish the game, but we're definitely going back to multiple projects afterwards. Until it happens again, who knows? We don't have any rules about what we're set up to have multiple projects, and we have enough ideas to do that. We've been given so much creative freedom now, Schafer said. Nobody has probed Psychonauts to second guess or decisions or anything like that. We've been trusted to handle the creative side completely, and we can opt in to all these resources like having it tested for accessibility and mental health checks. So we all know that Psychonauts 2 released in August, and it was met with a lot of great praise. Gamers loved it, and it was a well-received sequel to a cult classic game. Yet for me, it's a game I enjoyed but didn't get all the hype around it, because you know what? I just didn't grow up with Psychonauts. What has me hyped about this team is how imaginative they are and how they make very unique games. The people at Double Fine are great developers that make well-made games, but it's the creative minds there that stand out. So when I hear that the teams at Double Fine are working on multiple projects, it's great to hear, because for the last 2 years, they've been very quiet working on Psychonauts 2. And if we remember, they joined Xbox over 2 years ago, so this game was in development then, and all the funding came from Xbox, especially the funding for them to grow as a studio, which it seems that's exactly what they did in the last 2 years. They finished the game they were making and had it go on multiple platforms because they had those contracts signed. Yet now, they'll have their teams working on new creative Xbox Series X exclusive games. That's what I'm most interested in seeing from them, because I want to see what they can make while having Microsoft and Xbox backing them up, showing them the support that someone like Xbox can give them. Because let's be real, Psychonauts 2 was a massively creative game that had some crazy moments, and it felt like there was like 5 different games in one. You had side-scrolling, you had 3D, you had a bunch of platformers. It was just crazy how much innovation was in one game, with the mini games and the different dynamics. It was so insane to play. So when I think about them taking the time to develop something completely different, I get excited for that, because I want to see what the Xbox Game Studios can do when they're given the time and money to do what they want, especially when they're given the creative freedom that Schafer mentions in that quote. Much like all the Xbox Game Studios have said they've had, Ninja Theory, Obsidian, and pretty much every single studio that's joined Xbox has echoed the same exact thing. They're given the freedom to make the games they want to make. No questions, no annoying company overseeing them. It's about trust. And after seeing Psychonauts 2, we can see that Xbox trusts Double Fine and trusts their studios to make the games they need to make. And they were a massive contributing factor in Xbox selling well and Game Pass dominating like it has. Let's hope this continues. Let's hope Xbox continues to evolve, because right now, they truly did take over 2021, and 2022 doesn't look any different, except I feel that PlayStation is going to be far more competitive next year because they have a pretty awesome slate of games coming out, and I know Xbox wants to compete every single step of the way. But let me know what you think about all of this. Are you surprised Xbox has sold this many console units? Is this because of the units in stock or because of the games on the console? What Xbox studio has you the most excited for what they're making? Did you like Psychonauts 2 and how different it was? Will this Xbox hype continue into 2022? Or will PlayStation take some of the hype away? Or will it be a big back and forth between two massive companies? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button to support us out the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there, so get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also follow me on Xbox Live, my gamertag is Zalker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing, and let's compete in achievements for the month. So right now, I've been playing a lot of Sea of Thieves. I know, kind of random, but my buddies and I, we had a good weekend together. We played about 3 sessions, had a blast. We wanted to get to one of the top ranks and we're master rank in the Reapers, which we did in one night, and we had a good time doing it. And we love sinking ships. But I've also been jumping into Horizon Zero Dawn. I jumped on that on my PC because I want to play with my Xbox controller, and I have to say, it's a pretty good game. I'm thoroughly surprised that a 2017 game that looks this good, plays this good, and you know what? The side missions aren't all that bad. I'm actually enjoying the story, I'm enjoying the world building, and I think it's a beautiful looking game. It gets me excited for the sequel, so I'm going to be jumping into that all holiday season. I'm going to be playing this like crazy because you know what? Horizon deserves that. It's a big game, it's one of the best franchises to come out in the last generation, and it's a new IP from Sony, so I got to give them credit for that. And I've also been playing Xbox games like Halo Infinite. I've been jumping into the campaign again. I've been jumping into multiplayer far more than the campaign because I beat the campaign and I beat the gunk in one day. So you know what? I'm jumping around, playing on my PC, playing on my Xbox, and I'm just having a good time doing it. But let me know what you're playing. Are you playing something on your PS5, your Xbox Series X, or are you on something on your PC? Let me know down below because that's what we're here for. It's to talk games. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.